two rival baseball teams partner with a local organization to give people with disabilities a chance of a lifetime. To get a shot at catching a highly coveted Telvin Nash home run ball, something that Revs fans have seen plenty of in the past, and now we'll get to see many more in games in the near future. Now, not too shabby for head coach Jordan Hill, who's only in his second year at the helm for this program. I'm sure he'll be looking to go into next year to make that next jump to get to their first state final. As you guys know, when it comes to fantasy rugby, we at the Fantasy Ruckers love making predictions. Now, whether or not those predictions come back to haunt us is a whole nother story, but we're super excited to take a crack at the big matchups in round 13. It's been a good month in Chocolatetown, a 6-2 November record heading into this week. Their latest loss against the Hartford Wolfpack last Sunday, they look to get on the right track on this past week's 3-game road trip. And what better way to open up the season of chocolate and white than with a little bit of style? That's exactly what the Bears did today ahead of tonight's home opener against the Utica Comets. But an event like this, they can take a step back and remember just how lucky they are to be playing the game that they love. There is a consolation prize for soccer fans here in South Central PA, getting to see one of their own, Christian Pulisic, compete on the biggest soccer stage in the world, a player that not too long ago was playing on these very same fields and now has a grounds named after him here. How big was it to have guys like Andy Ellis, like Nahim Milner-Scudder, like Waisake Naholo, a lot of these guys who've been there, done that. Now, you might not like that the weather is starting to cool down, but the silver lining, the hockey season is heating up, and it was a busy weekend for the Hershey Bears. Peoples Bank Park typically has aspiring ball players hoping to make the big leagues coming through its gates, but on Wednesday, those same players were on the sidelines helping those with disabilities achieve their sports dreams.
And we had a lot of fun, and everybody's having a good rest of the day at the Revolution game. I love the sports. I love this Revolution, guys.
These events have boosted the confidence of the participants with disabilities who are taking part. It's helped them to want to expand their horizons and to reach for their dreams and to reach for their goals. And it's here, in the dugout, where players and coaches can focus on getting the job done. But an event like this, they can take a step back and remember just how lucky they are to be playing the game that they love.
As humans, we take stuff like this for granted. You know, I feel like I'm more than just a baseball player. If you can touch 1 or 2 people a day, change their life, you know, that's what life's about.
I think it's awesome on both sides. Puts things in perspective for the players' sake and for the little kids' sake. They look up to probably some of these guys.
And despite the intense rivalry, both the Revs and the Barnstormers know the impact that they can have.
Even though York and Lancaster compete for the War of the Roses on the baseball field, that the managers and the players and the coaches from both teams will come together, support people who have disabilities, and really show them that if they want to put their sports aside, they can really change someone's life, even if you do it with your rival team.
Two rival teams coming together to share the sport they love with people who may love the game even more. Baseball! I'm Ryan Yee, Fox 43. College football may be in full swing, but there's another emerging collegiate sport that has people on the edge of their seat this weekend. Tens of thousands of dollars in scholarship money on the line at the annual Harrisburg University Esports Invitational, which brings the best of the best in the collegiate gaming world from around the country to PA's capital. And many say it's a sign of big things to come for esports at the college level. A weekend of high-stakes gaming competition. What started as 120 teams, the 24 remaining go head-to-head in the biggest collegiate esports tournament in the country. It's a representation of the elite in the gaming world, but also a sign of how far esports has come and the potential it has in the collegiate sports scene.
Much like you'll see football or basketball at the start of the academic year in full swing, this is a great representation for the start of the year for esports. And it's a positive thing for all of us to see and be a part of. And by now, we've done this 5 years in a row now, so we've been able to grow a really great community around it.
And players credit the accessibility to gaming for collegiate esports' rapid growth in the country.
Students can get a lot more involved because, you know, if you're a football team in a college, it's hard for a student to come play football with you in the same way, whereas for esports, like, any student here can come play Overwatch. So I think that it's really good for getting the student body engaged. And when it's in, you know, that kind of space as other sports and colleges, I think that it can only grow bigger.
coaches say it's a great opportunity for players as well.
The alternative would be to play in some kind of semi-professional league where you're not really bettering yourself as an individual. So I think having the alternative where they can play and get a degree and work towards a degree without kind of limiting their options in the game. So yeah, I've been really excited to see that kind of side of it grow especially.
And just as much as those who are competing, supporters are also buying into the collegiate esports trend.
It's the buildup of watching them compete to get to this level is really phenomenal. They work really hard. A lot of them on scholarship, so they still need to maintain that GPA and spend their times also gaming, doing practice scrims. So it's no kidding a sport in college.
For Fox 43, I'm Ryan Yee.